Recreation covers a wide range of workplaces, including gyms and swimming pools, recreational, community and sports events. While the workplaces you will find in the recreation industry are diverse, there are some common hazards that everyone should be aware of. If you are taking part in work experience, you may find yourself observing many different people doing different jobs. Structured workplace learning students can carry out different tasks after they have been properly trained and with direct supervision. Today, we are looking specifically at gymnasiums.
I'm Jesse Castley. I'm currently doing some work placement in the recreation industry. I like helping people. I like fitness and seeing other people achieve their goals.
So the induction pretty much covers everything from going on a site to who are key staff, to what are general knowledge about the centre, what programs we offer. We cover OH&S, and really one of the biggest things we stress to workplace students and all our staff in particular is they're the number one person and it's their safety they need to think of, but also think of the public safety.
Appropriate clothing would just be runners and shorts and a shirt, something that isn't going to affect you when you're helping someone out or lifting any weights. So one of the tasks we have to do at this gym is keeping the weights room clear, and so that involves picking up any loose weights that are on the ground and putting them back on the rack. And we're always told to firstly assess the load, and if we can't do it by ourselves, then get someone to help us.
You want to put the least amount of strain on your back. You don't want to be turning and that sort of thing, so you really want to be using your knees. And look, if it's something that's really heavy, I'd always suggest get two people and then just remember the way you move and you're not bending your back too much.
Sometimes tripping and falling is a potential hazard, so you're always going to make sure you're careful where you walk, and that goes again with keeping the floor clear. So if you're walking and you see a potential hazard that you might trip on, pick that up so no one else does trip on that.
Slips and falls can happen all over the centre, so it can be simply just walking down the corridor, accidentally trip on a piece of carpet, or it could be out in pool deck where it's wet and the nature is that it's a little bit more slippery out there. So we take certain measures. You'll see there's a lot of signage around our centre. Our equipment tends to be nicely spaced so people aren't tripping over, the legs of equipment, things like that as well. Sun exposure is a really important issue where we provide long sleeve shirts for all our lifeguards, sunglasses and hats, and making sure they wear appropriate footwear as well. And we also provide sunscreen, so the staff are required to put that on before every shift. It's really interesting on a hot day, most public tend to go to a pool, go to the beach, and they don't think about the lifeguards manning and our customer service staff and all our other staff working on those hot days. We increase our rotation of our breaks. We provide drinking water, icy poles, that sort of thing, to help our staff keep cool on those really extreme hot days.
Some hazards around the pool include mass water that's piled up there, so that's a danger in case you slip. And also running around near the pool. That
it is always a changing environment and it is always challenging. There'll be different stresses. Our environment can be a little volatile with patrons. In particular, you look at a hot day, people get a little bit stressed in those sort of situations.
And so we're just told to go straight to the manager and let them deal with it and advise them of the situation. So sometimes when you're testing the levels of the chlorine in the pool, for example, there are some dangerous chemicals involved. So there are these things called material safety data sheets, which include what chemicals to use, when to use them and how to use them. It also helps you out in case something does go wrong. It provides first aid steps. So all these chemicals are kept in a room away from the pool and away from the public. So if you do see something around the gym that could cause harm, and if you can't fix it yourself, then it is ideal to report it. So if you report it and it gets fixed up straight away, then it prevents any other harm happening to anyone else.
Generally, we always have someone they directly can go to, so should they have any issue with a task or anything like that, they've always directly got a supervisor they can go to. But also, we try and really set our work tasks to put them in the capability of the students as well. We don't want to put anything out there or get them to do a task that's not within their, capabilities.
To finish up, let's review the common occupational health and safety hazards in the recreation industry. These are manual handling, UV radiation, water hazards, hazardous chemicals, dehydration, and assault or abuse. If you would like more information about working in the recreation industry, talk to your teacher or your employer.